a couple of items that I just wanted to discuss and bring up. You know, we did have a town meeting a week or so ago, and these were just things that I got ideas from some of the members of the town to bring up to the council to hopefully get some action on. One, this might seem kind of small, but it's a good start. The card machine. You know, being able to pay our bills with a card would be nice to have. And from what I hear, it was a free service that we can get, so that way I don't have to pull out cash when my bank is 3 hours away and I don't have checks. And there are a bunch of other people that are in that same boat. So a card machine would be nice and convenient. Everyone has a transaction fee, but if that could be readdressed, that would be much appreciated. And then the postponement of S&J. Sorry to be a dead horse on this one, but I don't think it was right to have it dismissed when it was council approved without public notice. If that could be reassessed. I know it seems like a small thing to get a free assessment from a second resource, but it's something the town really wanted, to get a second opinion. And I do know we have an assessment that was just discussed this meeting as well. I don't know your name, sir, but you spoke earlier about the water being sold. I understand that the way it's being sold isn't really an accountable system. They just write it on a sheet and we're supposed to take their word for it. I am under the impression that it is metered. Is there a way that we can get an external meter, so that way when people are buying water from the town, they can get an accurate number of how many gallons or cubic feet they're taking? Also raising their price. Even though it's not drinkable water, we shouldn't be selling it for pennies on a dollar. Or if we can get a more transparent pricing and just make it more accountable for people out of town, so that way we're not feeling like we're being screwed over here. Especially if we're going to continue to have a water issue. Another one as well is we would like the council and everybody who represents us to be more transparent, to be more forthcoming. Give us more information than I don't know, or please research, hopefully in time of the next meeting. We want answers, and we want them done honestly. And that's just the thing I hear from everybody. We want a more transparent system. So instead of people hiding information and us having to go and search, we shouldn't have to do that. We should trust you guys. And a lot of us don't. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, Jamie Schmuck is up next.
Are you gonna address her concerns? Answer the SJ, why it wasn't?
Jamie Schmuck, you're up next.
That's actually my question, is I would like an official response to the community about why something that was suggested by the community strongly, council voted on it, and then all of a sudden it got canceled for, I've heard numerous different reasons. I'd like to hear the real reasons and from you to be accountable for why you just closed off something that the council said to do and was scheduled. They were asked to schedule it, and then you canceled it.
Okay. Cheryl Hawsey.
I asked a question.
Cheryl, you're next.
Dictator Bell, you were asked a question.
Brian.
Answer.
Brian.
Yeah,
Oh, there you are.
wanna find out why the mayor herself has turned down a hookup for water, especially when the guy who was renting it said that he would take and do 4 months and then pay on the back. which isn't his responsibility, it's his landlord's responsibility. He owed $2,700 in back water, but yet you won't turn the gentleman's water on because of that? Why is that? I'm putting you right on the spot, Paula, because you told him that you wouldn't hook it up until $2,700 was paid to the town to hook up the water.
Oh, okay. That's the end of our list of questions, and in order to answer your question, excuse me,
I'm sorry, I'm just getting,
yes, please.
I'm sorry.
Answer to your question, Mr. Bratton, is that it is over $2,700 owed on that place. That is a situation that is between the landlord and the town right now. So that's the
Yeah, but you're
the answer.
denying him service when he wants to put it underneath his own name, not the landlord's name. And you told him no, that you wouldn't hook service up.
How can you get the past due account
Put it into
amounts?
collections. That's one of the easiest ways to take and do it.
Okay, there are people in collections that have never paid. They have all kinds of excuses, and then we get the report that says they are not able to pay because of no jobs, or whatever the excuses are. So having people turned into collections is not the pat answer. I'm trying to work with the landlord.
You can always put a lien on that property.
I could, but that's the worst. I'm trying to work
If it's
with
that
the
big.
landlord.
Then why don't we put that underneath the gentleman's name that wants the water?
I'm working with the landlord on that.
That don't answer my.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's all I can go with right now. That's all I can go with.
RCW states if you pay 4 months of water and 6 months of sewer, you can get it turned on, and then you have to continue with a payment plan.
And he has,
That's what you have
he has
to
said
do.
that he'd give you 4 months in advance on payment and put $50 a month towards back on it. And it's not his bill.
No, it's landlord's bill.
It is landlord's bill,
Yeah.
and you need to talk with the landlord, not him.
And that's what I said.
Because now you're creating a public hazard over there. What if you just go to the bathroom and take and, put it in a bucket, and then take it over and dump it out in front of the, mayor's office or over?
It's been done before. Yeah.
I mean, would you like to have to go out and clean that
Well,
type
I'm-
of mess up?
Okay,
Or would you have one of the city?
I am working with the landlord on that situation,
So,
okay?
for,
You need
In
to work
answer
with
to the
Janet.
question of CJ, I do that every time, SJ. I called CIAW, our insurance company, and when I called them for clarification of the liability for having SJ Environmental analyze, come and be on our site. And they recommended some things. They wanted from SJ Environmental. So this was the emails, and everyone on the council got the same information the morning after, the morning of, okay? Except for one council member. Okay? And I said, this is to Sam Sneed and Jay Faber. Gentlemen, in reference to the morning of Wednesday, August 31st visit to Lynn, would you please provide documentation of your company's license and credentials? Also, it is requested to provide to the town a hold harmless agreement which will protect the town while you are on site. The town's insurance company, CIAW, has also explained to me that there should be no members of the public citizens allowed to be on site during the review. The facilities have dangerous areas and equipment, so the areas are deemed restricted. We appreciate your cooperation and will be at Lynn Town Hall at 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Respectfully, Mayor Paula Bell. And I had mistyped Sam Sneed's email, so that bounced back to me. So I
Resubmitted?
yeah, I did it again, and I said, apologies for mistyping your email address, Mr. Sneed. So then, Jay Favor and responded, Mayor Bell, SJE has no issues with providing the requested documentation and signing a hold harmless agreement. The question I have for you and the community is, do you really, excuse me? You wanted answers. The question I have for you and the community is, do you really want SJE to complete an evaluation on the town's water and wastewater systems? SJE wants to build a positive relationship with the communities we serve. And to be truthful, I have concerns that this relationship is not starting off on a positive note. Please confirm that you're wanting our free evaluation, and SJE will be glad to provide the required documentation. Thank you, Jay Favor. So, with that being at 5:24 Monday evening, I called Mr. J because I figured he was still at the office, and we had a conversation. It was very friendly, open, honest, and he said, as well as I said, you are correct. We need to have positivity coming between you and the town and you, back and forth. And with that conversation, he emailed me at 6:09 and said, Mayor Bell, per our conversation, the scheduled water and wastewater evaluations scheduled for this Wednesday have been postponed until further notice. Feel free to reach out if circumstances change. Thank you, Jay Favor. So, with the agreeable back and forth conversation between myself and Jay, we both agreed to postpone the visit. And that's where that ended.
The only negativity was from you and your invited guest, not from the town.
So that's your answers to that.
Can I say something? Just based off of the answer you provided. So it was an email back and forth up until you had to respond. And I'm guessing your response was no. But the council, it was the council's decision. And they wanted him here. But you didn't? Is that what I'm getting? What was
Mr. Favor and I.
Right, you came to an agreement without the council that wanted him here. So he was agreeable, and you should, what I would have replied, or what should have been replied was, it was the council's decision, yes, we want you here. Does that not
That
make
would've been my
sense,
thing.
or,
Excuse me, please do not interrupt. If one person is speaking, pardon me.
thank you, but
Let
I
them
just,
continue.
I don't understand that. Like, to me, that seems like an override that was illegal, right? Am I wrong?
What is the difference, may I ask, what is the difference if something is motioned, something is passed, and then it doesn't come about? What's the difference of that? The council motions, council wants, it carries through, and then something happens and it doesn't happen.
So then
So
the,
what I have done is I've left the door open. Mr. J. Favor has the door left open on our side as well.
right,
So he knew that we could not afford them. We have a workable relationship with our current wastewater operator and water operator.
so you are giving me the reason why you said no. Okay, now, all it was an assessment, a free evaluation. That is it.
Of what though?
To,
And that's
system.
what,
of our system, that is
okay,
all.
Of our system.
Please,
but
please,
You're right.
that's all we wanted. We didn't, the council didn't make a motion to move forward with the company. They just wanted a free evaluation, a second opinion is it. It is okay to get a second opinion. So what you could have said in that email was, yes, we want you here. I apologize for the conductivity of the people at the meeting that Sam attended. So please, will you sign the paperwork, give us a free evaluation, we can either move forward or say no. That seemed like a reasonable thing. But instead, and you could have held a public hearing if it was true